mukbangs or just regular ASMR tingly trigger videos. And I'm not saying this video is not going to be tingly, but I am saying that it's a bit of a different format. So today I wanted to talk about some kind of, for lack of a better word, mental health advice that I've accumulated over the years. But I'm gonna do it in an ASMR format, of course, because that's like this whole channel's premise, ASMR. So I'm doing this completely off the top of my head, but I do have a couple topics written down that I would like to touch on, which is gonna be like social anxiety, depression, motivation, and like touch on a little bit of like relationship stuff. I do want to say that this is not a substitute for mental health advice from a professional, because I am not a professional. But I do think that I have acquired enough information over my 19 years of life to share with you guys. Mainly just sharing some stuff that I wish that, people would have told me, or that I would have knew at my age, younger or even older. If you're older is what I'm saying. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. So the first topic that I wanted to discuss is social anxiety. Yup, the good old anxiety that holds us back from making friends and new connections, right? So my whole struggle, my personal experience with social anxiety is that all of this is in your head, right? And honestly, I think this goes for depression, lack of motivation, relationship issues. All of this is in your head. Your brain actually holds you back from so many things out of fear, which is what the whole thing of anxiety is. Just unnecessary fear. But when we talk about social anxiety, it's the anxiety that holds us back from making new friends or strengthening friendships or strengthening relationships, any sort of relationships really, out of fear of either rejection or out of fear that what other people will think of you, which is also kind of like another form of rejection, but rejection and what other people will think of you. So for the rejection part, I feel as if I feel as if the worst thing that can happen is rejection, then it's not so bad. At least you gave it a shot. And let me give you an example so that you can understand this more clearer. Say you're in a coffee shop, right? I don't know why you would be at a coffee shop. Well, I don't know, if you like coffee, then yeah, you'll be at a coffee shop. But even if you don't like coffee, let's pretend you're at a coffee shop. You see someone sitting alone, and they are reading a book. They're reading a book on chess, and you just so happen to be interested in chess. You're thinking like, oh, that person seems so cool. I kind of want to talk to them. But what if they think I'm bothering them? Or what if they think, I'm weird or stupid or ugly? Those are like some thoughts that usually go through our brains when we're contemplating or thinking about initiating social interaction. So these thoughts are going through your head, and before you know it, they leave the coffee shop, and you didn't even get to say a word to them. And now you're kind of sitting there just regretting, like, dang, I should have said something. I should have said hi. I should have, went up to them. That could have been my future best friend, but you'll never know. You'll never know. And honestly, I think I said the worst thing that could happen is rejection, but I think this is the worst thing that can happen is you not even trying. You not even going up to say hi, or you not even, going up to say, hey, what's that book about? Or is that a really good book? I'm also interested in chess. You don't have to have the best social skills to have a social interaction. And I feel like that's kind of like a perfectionist mindset. To think that, oh, I don't really know how to hold a conversation, so I just won't go and start one. You'll find that when you take a step outside of your head and don't get consumed and wrapped up in your thoughts, that conversation will flow to you naturally. And I think everybody has this ability. I don't care how much you struggle in social situations. I think everybody has the ability, when they take a step from outside of their limiting beliefs and their thoughts inside their head, I think everybody has this ability to hold a decent, genuine conversation, especially if it's something that is of interest to you anyways. So my advice for social anxiety is, it's better to just try. And this is really cliche because, everybody always says, just try. I mean, the worst that can happen is you can fail or whatever. But it really is true. If you really notice that your life would be better if you had more friends, or you just don't have any friends at all, there's things you could do. There's things you can do instead of letting your beliefs hold you back. Because at the end of the day, all of this stuff is in your head. Like 9 times out of 10, do you think if somebody initiates a conversation with you, do you think, wow, they're so stupid, or wow, they're really weird, why are they talking to me? Most likely you don't think that unless you're just a jerk. And if they do think that and they are a jerk, you shouldn't want, it's probably good that they rejected you, because you wouldn't want to be friends with that type of person in the first place, right? But I think that we would all be just a little bit more happier if we stepped outside of our comfort zone when it comes to these social situations and overcome the fear of looking a certain way. And I feel like a big contribution to depression is actually lack of genuine connections around you, right? Because if you have like a bunch of supportive friends or supportive family members, and people that you have genuine connections with, I feel like it's probably you won't be as depressed. You probably will still be depressed, because I don't think this is how depression is caused. But if it makes you 5% less depressed, I still think it's worth it. And like on the topic of depression, I want to tell y'all, kind of take y'all back a little bit and bring out a personal story of mine. I was actually severely depressed. It was during COVID. I think everybody kind of had COVID depression, but I was unfortunately one of those people as well that had this COVID depression. I wasn't going outside. I wasn't getting real human interaction. I didn't have any IRL friends, and I would just lay in bed all day, scroll on TikTok, brain rot for like 12 hours a day. I kid you not, my screen time was like 18 hours. It was crazy. But yeah, and I would wonder, like, I would close my phone for like 5 minutes, sit up and wonder, like, why do I feel so sad? Why do I feel so depressed? And I also wasn't, since I wasn't getting out the house, I wasn't very physically active. Like I said, I would just be in my room all day. And, with depression, your brain will try to tell you to just like, that you just want to go to sleep, that you don't want to talk to anyone. But that's not really your brain speaking. It's the depression, and I feel like you have to know how to decipher the difference between, you know, what you really want, like the part of your brain that wants the best for you, and your depression part of your brain, because it really is, when you acquire depression, it really is two different parts of your brain. I like to put it like that because I feel like it's easier to understand. But you know, my depressive part of my brain would be like, nah, just take a nap, just scroll on TikTok. And I felt like that was the best thing to do, because it felt, I don't know, it felt good, it felt comfortable, it was all I knew. So that's all I would do for like maybe 8 months. I was depressed for a really long time, y'all. But I'm laughing because I can look back and laugh at the situation, because depression is beatable. It really is beatable. And I can say that because I beat it. I would not consider myself a depressed person. And when people say that it does get better, it really does get better. You know, I think I'm a really happy person. But, you know, I'm happy that I did learn these lessons, because now I can share them with you guys here on my ASMR channel, which I'm very happy that I've built this community, because now I can share my knowledge. But without getting too off topic, I just wanted to say, don't listen to the depression part of your brain. If you feel like you want to take a nap, get up and do 5 jumping jacks. And this is really easier said than done, because when you have depression, man, everything is hard to do. It's like 10 times, but you're living life on hard mode. Literally living life on hard mode. It's like normal things, like just even getting out of your bed, it's 10 times harder. And trust me, I understand, but you have to fight. And that's why people say it's depression is a fight. Like, you really have to have some hands. Like, you gotta put them hands on depression. And what I mean by hands is fighting skills. If you don't have these fighting skills, you'll never beat depression. Because like I said, it's a fight. So, you know, everything your depression brain tells you to do, you just want to do the opposite of it. Going back to okay, we'll use a new example. Your brain tells you to scroll on TikTok some more, as opposed to getting up and brushing your teeth, right? You have to have an argument with your brain and just be like, no, you know what? I'm not about to scroll on TikTok. I'm about to go brush my teeth. And then after you brush your teeth, you know what? It's fine. You can go back on TikTok, because it's the small steps that matter, you know? You took that step to getting up and brushing your teeth. I feel like that's honestly not even a small step. That's a really big step for depression. So, you know, and these things don't go away overnight, like depression and anxiety. You really do have to realize that it's a process, a really long process. Like, for me, I think it took me 6 months to fully get over my depression. And this was like 6 months of fighting, right? There were some days where, you know, I kind of let depression win, but you beat depression when you have more days of winning or of won fights than lost fights. So say you have 120 days to beat depression. If you win 70 of those fights, you're gonna beat depression. But like I said, all of this is off the top of my head, so I kind of am just rambling, y'all. I used to want to be a therapist, so I'm really feeling like I'm in my therapist era right now. And even if this video just helps 1 or 2 people, I would genuinely feel so happy, because this is the type of video I wish that I had, you know? I feel like another tool that helped me beat depression was a habit tracker. Yes, a habit tracker. Right now, I still do use a habit tracker. I have like 10 habits on there. And if you don't know what a habit tracker is, it's basically you write down habits in these rows that you would like to accomplish, or establish, I should say. And every day that you complete the task, you put a little check. I put a little heart next to mine. But I have 10 habits on my habit tracker right now. For my people with depression, I would say make a little habit tracker. 3 habits on there. Whether it's a goal of yours, like creating art, or hygiene goals, or just like screen time goals. Make a little habit tracker so you can hold yourself accountable. Because like I said, it's not going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of holding yourself accountable and fighting. But the habit tracker really does help hold yourself accountable, because you get like kind of like a hit of dopamine when you are able to check that habit off of your list. And mark it as complete. It really feels good. You really feel accomplished with yourself. Trust me. Like, if you get a habit tracker and you even just complete one habit, when you check that habit off, it's gonna feel so good. I don't know how to explain it, and I won't lie, it goes the other way too. You're gonna feel bad when you're not able to check off your habits, but I think it's a good thing. Because it makes you want to do better. And like I said, don't make these habits too hard, because if you make your goals too hard and unachievable, you won't achieve anything. Like, say I had a goal to hit 500,000 subscribers on this channel by tomorrow. I'm gonna stress myself out, for one. For two, it's not that much of a realistic goal, considering, how much I post and, the quality of my content. Not to say the quality of my content is bad, but I feel like there can be some improvement upon it, and it's too short of a time span, to be honest. So yeah, just make your goals realistic, and, another big thing that I learned is to not rely on motivation too much. Sometimes I feel like when we look at successful people, whether it's like they have success in their career, success in their relationships, success in, I don't know, freaking anything, okay? Successful people, we look at them and they're like, oh, that guy or that girl must have a lot of motivation. They're dedicated. But what you don't see use me for example. I'm at 3,000 subscribers, and honestly, that's a really big number for me, and I'm very grateful for that amount of subscribers. But, I post every day, even if I don't feel motivated to post, or I don't have any, ideas, or I'm having anxiety about posting, like, oh, that's a stupid idea, I'm not posting that, or, I just try to make something, because if I let me not having any motivation hold me back from, my main goal, then I will only be set back by that much more. So let me put it into different words, because, this thing, like I said, this is a different type of video for me, so I feel like I do struggle with articulating myself and making what I'm thinking in my brain come out in understandable words. So, what I'm basically saying is, you have to do things when you don't feel like it. And the more you do that, you build up this kind of tolerance. You build up this tolerance to doing hard things. What's something that's hard? Okay, say it's hard for you to lift 50 pounds. But you get up and you lift 50 pounds every day, whether you're motivated to or not. You're gonna build a tolerance for lifting 50 pounds. And it's gonna become easier. It's gonna become so easy that you won't have to rely on motivation, right? And what I like to remember is, with all of these time-based things, when I tell you guys that, it's gonna take time, it's gonna take, months or whatever, the time's gonna pass anyways. Either the time's gonna pass or you're gonna die. If you die, then it won't matter. But if the time passes, you would rather have, I think you would rather have done the thing, or contributed to bettering yourself every day, than not taking any steps at all. Because imagine you get up and you lift, this is just an example, you get up and you lift 50 pounds every day. I mean, say you miss some days, we'll be lenient, say you miss some days. That's better than a year passing and you didn't lift those 50 pounds, meaning you didn't get any closer to any of your goals. And the year passed anyways. Like, you could have been lifting 50 pounds every day, you know what I mean? Just substitute 50 pounds for your goal, and you'll understand what I'm saying a little bit better. But yeah, that's what I got from motivation. And this is not on the topic of motivation, but honestly, because I just had this come to my brain, I want y'all to stop caring what people think. When I started this ASMR channel, I did think that people were gonna think that I was weird for posting ASMR videos. Like, even I still get some comments that's like, why are you whispering? As if they don't know what ASMR is. But it's fine, I stopped caring what people think, because really all that matters to me is what I think. Because what I think is gonna get me to where I want to be. What Susie or Jack thinks, or whoever else, whatever they think, is not gonna get me to where I want to be. It's gonna get me to where they want to be. So they think ASMR is lame or whatever. That's cool. But I want to be an ASMR artist. So I can't care what they think. I don't have the mental capacity. I don't have the space in my brain to care what they think. If I want to get to my goals, if I don't want to reach my goals, then hey, it's fine. Care what they think. And that goes for you. If you want to draw pictures, but your pictures aren't, the best right now, and people are like, oh, your art is ugly, and you don't know how to draw, you draw so stupid, or whatever they're saying. Okay, that's fine, but you drawing every day and you still putting in that effort is what's gonna get you closer to becoming an artist. Duh. So don't care what people think. And this is another thing that's easier said than done. But honestly, just do it. Like Nike said, just do it. I don't know. It's really no other way you can put it. You just have to do it. Don't think. Don't let your brain process all of this stuff. Because the longer you let your brain, especially if you have a depression or an anxiety brain, the longer you let your brain process this stuff, that is how much longer, you're gonna just fall back to your old patterns and your old ways of, living and doing things. The last thing I want to talk about is relationships. Now, my first advice for relationships is, and you have probably heard this multiple times before, but focus on yourself, especially if you know that, you're not where you want to be, or you're not happy with yourself. You're only gonna attract people that are gonna either make you feel bad about yourself or make you feel bad about yourself. Whether it's a good person or a bad person, a good person can make you feel bad about yourself because, you're gonna start to kind of envy them, like, oh, they're getting so much stuff done throughout their day, or, they accomplish so much, and your insecurities are gonna get in the way of the relationship. And a bad person is gonna make you feel bad about yourself because, they're a bad person. I don't think I really have to explain that much. They're probably, manipulating you or saying horrible things and doing at least to a point where you can say that you're happy 70% of the time. Because I think it's unrealistic to say you're happy 100% of the time. Well, I don't know. It might not be unrealistic. But 70% of the time is an achievable standard, right? Focus on yourself that much to the point where any relationship you do attract, your insecurities won't get in the way, and you also know your worth, and you won't stand for anything that you don't deserve, in a sense. And then also, this little tip. Now, this is for the people that are in a place where they think they're ready for a relationship. You know, you kind of put it all that work into yourself, and you have like a routine about yourself, and you're genuinely happy. This is a tip I learned, and it's this strategy called like mirroring, right? Because I think a lot of times, especially with us girls, even if you're a guy, this applies to you too, but we chase, you know. I think we shouldn't chase people, especially if they aren't showing that much interest in us in the first place. So mirroring is basically, we're going to use texting for example. Say they're not putting in any effort in texting, you do the same, and what that's going to show you is that they're not interested in you. I mean, it's better to, I feel like it's better to find that out early on than find that out later on, that they're not interested in you. But say they're putting in, you know, immense amount of effort to typing you paragraphs and having engaging conversations, then you mirror that. You basically match their energy in a sense, and I feel like that is going to show you that they do like you, you know, because y'all are both being engaging in the conversation. Okay, I feel like this is one of those like points where I feel like I'm struggling to say what I really want to say. But really, what I really want to say is people will show you through their actions that they do or they don't like you. So don't try to justify or make excuses for them. This is something that I had to learn. It's a hard lesson to learn. But people will definitely show you through their actions, and it doesn't matter, you know, what they're saying, or, you know, they're saying you're the love of their life. If they're not showing you it, trust me, they don't like you. You don't have to wonder, and honestly, I feel like if you do have to wonder if the person likes you back or not, they don't like you. You won't have to wonder. You won't have to wonder if someone likes you back, if, you know, if they actually like you. Trust me. And y'all know I can get to be a yapper when it comes to my videos, so I think I am gonna end it off right here. I do want to say that this video was inspired by Carl ASMR, but I did put my own twist on it because I just wanted to talk about some different topics than he talked about, and I like watching a lot of advice videos, so I wanted to do one of my own in an ASMR format. I haven't really seen it be done that much, but if you guys want to see more videos like this, just comment down below. I'll probably structure it more if you guys want to see videos like this, because like I said for the third time, this is all off the top of my head. Like, I didn't write anything down. I just wrote down topics that I wanted to talk about, and I feel like that's a part of the reason why I couldn't really, well, I felt like I couldn't get my point across with a lot of the things I was saying. I don't know, maybe you guys got it, maybe you guys didn't get it. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments if I helped you, if you're one of the people, one of the two people I love helping people. So it'll make me feel good if I helped one or two people.